Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with the lead stars of Commando. Yes, you heard that right. Commando is back, though this time on OTT. It's streaming soon on Disney Plus Hotstar, and of course, it is helmed by the captain of the ship, the original ship of Commando, Vipul Shah himself. Joining us is Ada Sharma, who is part of this series as well, and debutant Prem Parija. Welcome, both of you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us, Uday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me begin with you first, Ada. When you heard that it was going to be made for OTT, what was your first reaction? Because not many people from the original film are actually part of the series too.
See, wherever there's a Commando being made anywhere in the world, I can assure you Bhavna Reddy will always be ready. Because when it's Commando, you're always, fighting for your country. It's patriotic. And, well, that's what Bhavna Reddy stands for. So she'll be there everywhere. And here she's connecting the film franchise and the OTT franchise. You'll watch, when you watch it, you'll know why she had to be part of it. And
Okay.
also, I didn't want anyone else to play Bhavna Reddy. I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
I was like, I'll only do it.
And of course, which is why you've, on behalf of the film franchise, welcomed Prem into movies, into, of course, this industry. We saw that post of yours. Prem, how was that for you, being welcomed formally into the Commando family? And, for you, how was it when you were offered this part? How did it come your way? And had you seen all the original 3 films, or did you rewatch them once you signed on?
Yes, so I wasn't offered the part. I went through a rigorous procedure of auditioning with the casting director, who was Mr. Mukesh Chavda. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. But yeah, so I had obviously seen the films. Who has not seen Commando, man? Everybody.
Yeah.
It was a new thing that came, and it took the action level in this country to something else, where people like me, who wanted to be an actor. I've been wanting to be an actor since I was 11 years old. I knew very early in my life what I wanted to do. So when you look at something like Vidyut sir in Commando, you think that, oh my God, I would want to do something like that,
Yeah.
And I know that's how crazy law of attraction works, I think. And so I had so I've done theater all my life, ever since I've been growing up in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, where I am from. Then I went to Delhi. I did a lot of theater there. I came to Bombay and I worked behind the camera. While I still knew what I wanted to do, I worked behind the camera as a first assistant director and a second unit director for like a long time. So all throughout, I was still preparing for becoming an actor, And so when the moment comes, since we are outsiders and not from the industry, we have to be fully prepared. So I was practicing every day. I practice even today, I practice my acting every day. I practice my martial arts every day. I go to the gym every day. I eat clean every day. And this is what I love, I love doing this. This is what I'm born for. This is what I want to do. So I also feel very lucky that I got this opportunity. I saw this post on Mukesh Chavda sir's page where there's opening the auditions for the OTT Commando, and I'm like, whoa, maybe this would work. And I sent my pictures. We had to send our pictures. We had to send our acting videos. We had to send our action videos. And lucky for me, I was practicing. So I had all these videos ready. So I was very lucky. And then I saw that about 10,000 people auditioned for this, man. I saw an article which said that, and I was like, okay, kahin aur dekhna padega. Ab ye to bahut sare log hain. But then a month later, I think after they went through everything and all, they decided that maybe this boy has something. And Mukesh sir called me to his office and he was like, I did a workshop with him also. So he had seen me back then. He'd known my background in theater and everything. He's like, tu acting to kar leta hai, lekin tu action kar lega na? I'm like, kar lunga, sir. So then he said, chal, Vipul sir se milne chal. And that was like, पीछे वो violins बजते ना एकदम वैसे हो रहा था. And then we met Vipul sir, and he was very cool and he was very nice. He welcomed me with open arms. And since the first day he met me, first day of shoot, first day of rehearsal, till the end, he has made me feel that I'm a star. So that belief that he showed in me from the first moment he met me made me work even harder. Because, Ocha, he thinks I'm this good, I'm going to show that I'm actually better. He thinks I'm this good, I'm going to show that I'm actually better. So that is how it went. And it was a fantastic experience for me, man. Can you imagine? From Odisha at 11 years old, coming here and becoming a commando.
Amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yes. Well, destiny has truly played its part, and you truly
Yes.
manifested it as well.
I did.
But how was it for you? Quickly, following up that question with you, Prem, on the stunts. How was it for you then actually doing what you trained for, doing all of that actually on sets? It's looking amazing, as you said.
Thank you.
अभी बहुत बहुत बचा है, मगर पहला
हाँ.
जो झलक हमें मिला है, superb. हमें
Thank you,
विद्युत की
thank you
झलक
so
आ
much.
गई है आप में.
और कितनी बड़ी बात बोल दी यार, भगवान.
नहीं,
Thank you,
वाकई,
thank you.
because
Such
I
a-
remember it's deja vu for me. I remember interviewing with you for the first time here when he came, and we made him do a stunt. तो deja vu सा moment आ रहा है आपको देख.
Wow, wow. I'm so glad that you said that. That's the highest grade of compliment that you can give me, because those are big shoes to fill, and it's great that you said that. But yeah, man, practicing stunts and doing them on set, whole different ball game. Not the same thing. But I have been training for a really long time with two fantastic teachers before Commando also, Akshay and Rakesh. So they had prepared me really well. Everything that you see, my body, my action, it goes to them. They have worked really, really hard on me. But Andy Long is the action director of our show, and he's a magician. Him and his team. He's Jackie Chan stunt coordinator. So he had made this beautiful action choreographies, and he gave us a lot of rehearsal time, which I was very grateful for. So yeah, once we did the rehearsals, I mean, it was more like second nature by the time we reached on set. Still very difficult to do it for 16 hours, 17 hours in sub-zero temperatures. Manali mein, it was really, really cold, and I was wearing a t-shirt like this. But hero hai na, hero body dikhna zaruri hai. So it was like that. But yeah, I mean, there are no body doubles that have been used, no stunt doubles, no wires, no mats. So what you see is what I can do. What you see is what other can do. So that gives a very different quality to the action, which we're not used to seeing. There are no slow motion shots. There are no stuff like that. It's very raw, very real. The intention of it being that if we are doing this action, we are doing it to kill and protect the country, right?
Absolutely.
That is the intention we started the action with. So when that kind of intention sets in, you feel it, and when you have to do it yourself, I was scared a lot of times. I'm not saying I was not scared, but I knew that Bhagwan मेरे साथ है, मेरे मम्मी पापा बहन सब दुआ कर रहे हैं मेरे लिए, और I'll go through. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and other, you've also charted new territory with this. Not many women get to do action actually themselves on screen. Often the hero is the one serving them.
And that good, she's very good at it.
Yeah, truly. We can see again, as I said, very limited jhalak in the first teaser, but I'm sure we'll see much more of it, and we've seen it in the previous installments as well, with you doing a lot of action there. But how do you feel about that? Charting new territory, doing action yourself, and doing it so well that audiences love it, that now they're gonna lap it up in OTT and possibly new viewers too, because this goes to international audiences as well.
Yes. It feels really nice because a lot of times in an action genre, it's all mostly, so I think things are changing worldwide now, and women are doing some really kick-ass stuff. I've always looked up to like Michelle. She does such good action. There are a lot of women around the world who do action really well. I'm happy that in India also we're doing that. I hope every Indian heroine, every leading lady in Indian cinema gets the opportunity that I got, because it is so much fun to do action. I can't tell you. You have to give hours to prep. You have to give the adrenaline that pumps through your veins, because when you're doing things like, say, a nunchuck thing, it can smash your face and break your jaw and maybe, disfigure your nose. But the joy of doing that, I would want everyone to experience that, because it's so much fun when you're actually doing it, and when you pull it off, and then when you watch it, you're like, wow.
Oh, I feel really good.
I just did that. So I would want a lot of leading ladies to experience this joy that I did. It's a lot of fun. In this teaser that you see, the action you see is just me rolling up a dupatta and holding it. But I hope that there's more in the show.
So there's that back roll and gun shot. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, वो भी है, correct. But मेरा वो दुपट्टा scene is my favorite scene, for obvious reasons. So the dupatta scene, that scene I think is for me, it's almost a redemption of Kerala Story. Everyone who at the end was like, Shalini badla lo, Shalini badla lo. वो badla has almost in an alternate universe happened here. This is also dealing with terrorism.
उसमें ना सही, इसमें सही.
Because I'm like a victim there. Here I'm a savior. So, but it's nice. We're dealing with terrorists here as we were there. So
absolutely. I'm going to come to that in just a second, the Kerala Story. But very quickly, on your equation with Vipul Shah, tell us about this working relationship that you have with him, which has truly proved so successful for you.
I
Ada.
know, and it's so cool of Vipul sir to have cast me first in Commando and then cast the same girl in Commando in Kerala Story.
Yeah.
And because it's an opposite thing, no, you're casting this badass,
Yes.
crass cop girl who's actually like crass, and here you're casting a cultured Malayali girl who's soft spoken and underconfident and from a really, she's scared to even probably talk to boys, while Bhavna Reddy would pick up somebody and like smash them against the wall. So very cool of him to cast me in contradicting roles. I think he has the foresight to see, even if he doesn't physically see a person dressed or behaving in a certain way, to see that maybe they'd have potential. So thank you to him for trusting his intuition and thinking of letting me even test for Kerala Story. So that was nice. And then casting me, of course, again in Commando. It's really nice. He's made me do some, like, they've got the action choreography even for me as a girl. When you watch it as a person of any gender, you're going to salivate at the action. It's choreographed so beautifully.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that. But very quickly on the Kerala Story success, truly phenomenal, year it's been for you, Ada. So what would you say about the response that you've got, cutting across states in the country, not just down south, but all over and even internationally for the film?
It feels really nice because internationally, usually you have films about terrorism and, they openly talk about terrorism internationally. Here, sometimes we shy away from it because you might get backlash. But with the Kerala Story, we are allowed
and you did. But
we did
still,
before, exactly. We did before the film released also, especially because then people didn't know what the film is about. But after it's out, it's nice. There are so many shows even abroad that are like Caliphate, and which are exactly on terrorism. I'm glad we are calling terrorism out. I've never stood for people who are bullies. I'm glad we're calling it out. And actually, even Commando 3, we spoke of terrorism only. So I'm very closely associated, I think, with terrorism. But the audience response feels nice. Yeah, it feels really lovely when an audience does PR for your film, and an audience promotes your film, and when an audience makes it like the biggest success there ever was. And full credit to the people watching it. I can't take any credit of the PR of this film at all. We just acted in it, made this, and then what happened with it is what people did with it. So
yes. Okay, final question to you, Prem. The first rushes are out. What's been one thing that you've heard so far? Family, friends, industry people, fans, that has stayed with you, that has really touched your heart already?
There have been so many things, there is this like obviously my family, my friends, I have very little friends, but they're very, very close to me. I'm very tight with them from my school and college. We were all together, and my mother and my sister. I don't have my father; he passed away. So people like that, I expected them to know what it means for me to be there, for how long I've been there, But from people from the industry have also really messaged me. Like there's this actor, his name is Harshvardhan Rane, and he messaged me such a nice thing. He's like, I cannot, and he's seen me during my 80 days. He's seen me during my first 80 days. And he's like, I cannot believe that's you, Prem. It doesn't look like you. It doesn't feel like you. You feel like a veteran. You feel like you were made for this. And that's what my family also said. My mother said that she could not believe that it was her son. She's like, it feels like it's somebody big who's coming and doing this. And the credit for this goes to Vipul sir. The kind of vision that he has, which I just follow it and look at the product. It looks beautiful. And I think this just motivates me that I need to work harder now, even more so than I did before, because it's easy to work hard when you don't have it. But when you have it, and if you can work harder, even then, that's when you really you become something, become like a legend at that point of time, Yeah, so it feels good, man. It feels really good.
Fantastic. Well, let's hope that feeling continues. Thank you so much for joining us, both of you, Prem and Ada, and all the very best for Commando on Hotstar, as I said, streaming very, very soon.
Yes, 11th of August on Disney Plus Hotstar.
Yes.
See you.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Take care.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.